We're in Loch Lomond and the Trossachs, looking for images just off the road. Come and see what we can find. Well, good morning, and you find me somewhere a bit different today. We're up in Scotland and we're in the Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. And the reason I'm up here is I've come for a photographic meetup in Callander tomorrow, and Callander is within the national park. So I set off early this morning, it was probably around about 6:30. And I'm headed north, and we've now got to Loch Lomond. If I turn around there, you'll see there is Loch Lomond. If I can, yeah, we can see a bit there. And I thought today we would just see what images we could find not too far away from the roadside, where we could park and not have to walk very, very far at all. So the first two I've sort of researched, and then after that it's just a case of going and seeing what we can find. I've planned a route, a convoluted route to Callander rather than the most direct route, and we'll see where we can get. So the first place we've come to is called Firkin Point, and as it would suggest, it's a bit of a point out into the loch, and I was led to believe there's a bit of a lone tree, and I have found it, although I don't think it's going to be easy to photograph. So we'll maybe do that first. We'll go down to that first and then have a bit of a wander around on the foreshore, see if there's anything else that takes me fancy. So yeah, we'll get down there and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've got to the tree, and as you can see, we're on this wall here. We've come down onto this wall. Initially I went on, when I came for a scout before I came out with a camera, I went down onto the beach, but I felt it would be quite close and looking up too much to the tree. So I've come up on the wall, and yeah, you can see the camera. If I turn that around, you can probably see the camera's pointed up slightly. So we are still looking up, and we are very close. So we've got the wide angle, and we're fully open at 16mm. And it's probably going to be a bit of a, almost, how should we put it? It's silhouette of the tree, because the light it's backlit and it's lit behind it. And I've tried taking some normal shots, which I can't remember the exposure was, and they don't look too bad, but I am at the moment trying quite a long exposure. I'm hoping that with that and possibly a black and white conversion, it will give show the movement in the cloud. So that's come up to 2 minutes. We'll stop that and we'll just have a quick look at the, yeah, I think that's quite right. We'll just set another one going. That's it is very dark because we're looking in. Oh, I'm just going to stand up, looking into the light. So that's the tree. I mean, possibly when the loch is lower, you can maybe get other angles, but this one appeared to be the best angles. But I mean, yeah, there's some interesting skies up there. So yeah, we'll just have a play around, see what we can do with some long exposures, and as I say, we're then going to go down onto the foreshore there, have a quick wander around, see if there's any images to be had, and from here, and I can't remember what I said in the introduction, from here we're going to go up to some waterfalls, the Falls of Falloch, which is the river that comes into the loch down in that direction. So yeah, we'll play around here, whatever the images are best, we'll put them up, and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, you see we've now got to the Falls of Falloch. We've come to the main falls to start off with, and I've come to this particular position, but I don't feel it gives a very good image of the main fall straight on. I'm probably going to go down that, try and get down that side and get it from the side. But if we just bring on the actual stills camera that I'm recording to, you can see I've zoomed in to this sort of hollow there, and we've got the sort of waterfall coming out and splashing down there into the pool and then over, and just as a boundary the main fall on the side. And just to remind people, the video you've seen from the stills camera is narrower than the actual image will be. Although I'm not very keen on long, tall images in general, so what I might do is just possibly, if we get it, cut a bit off from the bottom and possibly a little bit from the top, and squash it down possibly to a 4x5 rather than the 2x3 that it is. So yeah, I mean that's the image we're trying to capture here. As I say, we'll capture that at different shutter speeds to see which one I prefer, and then we'll go down that side and try and get a side-on view of the main falls. So yeah, anyway, whatever images are good we'll put up, and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, we're on our way back to the van to head to our next location, whatever that might be. It's anything that I pass that I think would be useful. I think there are other, if I just come down here a bit, other images to be had. There's a lot of water in the river, but I just didn't feel I could particularly get down. So hopefully the images I've got are quite good. And we are struggling with the light a bit today. It's not the best of days. So yeah, I mean, you can see down there, there's, if I zoom in, some quite nice water in that way. It's how do you get down there to capture the image? So that's the problem. But yeah, we're just gonna go back to the van, as I say, carry on our way to Callander, and just keep our eyes open, see if there's anything that looks quite good, quite ethereal or whatever, and we'll stop to capture it. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the images so far, and we'll see you a bit later. Right, well, I've literally just pulled off the road into a lay-by, because what I was thinking as I was driving along, might be nice to get the quintessential Scottish Highlands type of thing, the little white cottage or house on the hillside. Now, how many I'll see it or not, but I thought there was one here and there was a lay-by, so I've got the camera out and I put the long lens on it, and I'll keep it in the front of the van, and then we can stop and maybe try and get one of these images. So yeah, we'll try this one and then we'll carry on. If we see any more, we'll stop and try and get that, and maybe whichever one's best or a selection of them I'll put up on the video. So yeah, I'm just aware that as we go along, time's getting on and it will be getting towards sunset. So yeah, anyway, we'll try this and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we've come down to the loch now, and it's Loch Lubnaig. I'll put the name up because I'm probably mispronouncing it, so, and you can see where we are. We're at the opposite side to the main road that we're coming on. There was, I think you can see it across, possibly across there in the middle of the thing. There was a sort of like a little cafe type thing. I know that I was going to go to, but they wanted you to pay even if just for the parking, even if you're going to buy a takeaway drink, which I thought was a bit ridiculous. So I didn't cope well with that. So come further round and come around this side, and I thought there was a space to park and could maybe walk down to the loch, and asked somebody if it was all right to walk, and I said, well, you can't drive that. I said, oh yeah, go down to the cabins. There's a little cafe and they're quite happy for you to go down. So I've come down to there. I found out that the cafe type place is open till 8 o'clock, so that's plenty of time, and I've just come pot through the cabins. I mean, if I spin round there, you can see some of the cabins and that. So yeah, no, it's quite pleasant. There's just the last touches of light on the top of the mountains up there. What I'm doing at the moment is an extremely long exposure to try and blur out the ripples. I have done a standard exposure, and I think it was about eighth or quarter of a second, I can't remember now. But yeah, I think it's just this is quite good. I mean, this one I'm doing now is round about the two minute mark, so it's quite a long one. But yeah, it's been quite a reasonable day. The weather's not been brilliant, as you're obviously aware. So yeah, 3 locations, and I can't remember. The first one was the point on Loch Lomond, Firkin Point, wasn't it? And then along to the Falls of Malloch, and then we took, I think, at least 3, if not 4 different sort of white houses in the hills, and that which was quite good. And now I've come here and got this, so it's a good day. And they're all, I mean, I have got my wellies on because I'm near a river and that, or the lake, but I have not walked very far from the vehicle at all, so that was part of the idea, to see what you could get around here without having to particularly walk far at all. So yeah, I mean, that image I've just that's the image I've just taken. That's just over 2:15. I'll just do another one to just double check, maybe do it slightly longer. You can see that if I keep that steady, it's counting down, and if we just go over the camera, that's the sort of view that we're talking about, maybe slightly zoomed in more than that. So yeah, it's and then we'll go back to the cafe place, have a drink or something, and then we'll maybe and then we're going to head to Callander, to our accommodation for the evening, and meet up, and I can't remember his name, the other guy who's stopping there for the meetup tomorrow. So yeah, it's been reasonable. I thought I was starting to think I was struggling to find things, but I found enough. I think it's not a brilliant number of images and that, but so yeah, whatever of these is best we'll put up, and we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, back on our way to the van and the cafe. So we'll get to the van, take the camera bag off, check out what it is off, put a bit shoes back on, and then we'll go and have a drink or something before we head to Callander. So yeah, as I've been saying, it's been a very good, productive day, I feel. I haven't quite got my head totally into gear about it. So tomorrow's the meetup, which I wasn't particularly going to vlog. I just find that sort of thing quite difficult to do, sort of interact with people and create a video as well. So but the idea is to do another video on the Thursday, and what I want to do is pick some people's brains and see if we can find somewhere that would be quite good to go for a bit of a walk, but a walk where we'll be able to get some images as well, rather than just driving somewhere and then driving somewhere else like today. So yeah, I mean, that's the plan. So we're doing quite well with videos at the moment, because we got this and Thursday done. I've also got 2 others on the computer They all need processing, but they are there. I've been out and got the video bits and got the stills and that. So yeah, that's quite good. So, and just to remind people, if you've enjoyed this video, please, if you haven't already done so, please click the thumbs up. It does help. And we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, why not? And you do regularly watch, please do that. It would be much appreciated, man. It would be great help for the channel. And it doesn't cost anything. And you don't necessarily have to click on the notification bell so you'll get notifications. But yeah, just something I asked. But the other thing I ask, if there's anything, absolutely anything, please do comment on anything, whether it's to ask a question about this video or other videos or photography or whatever, or whether it's just a comment to say you enjoyed it, or particular bits, or you didn't enjoy particular bits. And obviously I would answer all those, even if it's just a thank you for the comments. So yeah, I don't think there's much else to say apart from, yeah, we'll see you on the next video.